All right, it's that time of the evening where we get a chance to check in with Mr. Brian Shanker of the MeatTribe YouTube channel for those meat deals of the week. And it's, 10 days away or 7 days away from or Christmas somewhere in there. We're getting close. We're a week away. So hopefully we got some good deals. So what you got for us, Brian?
Yeah, I've got a lot of good deals. A lot of people like to do prime rib roast, standing rib roast, whatever you want to call it. At Christmas time, and I've got quite a few places that have those on sale. We were just talking last week. Giant had the standing rib roast on sale for $5.99 a pound, and the boneless New York strip roast for $5.77 a pound. You had to do $25 in purchases to get that deal. I'm not sure when it ends. Actually, I can scroll up. I can tell you when it ends. Did I have that? Let's see. That runs through, you still got today and tomorrow to take advantage of that at Giant.
Now, is it limited? I thought I saw somewhere on there where the Giant one was limited to one prime rib at that price.
It was limited to one. Now, I don't know if they can tell when you use your bonus card, that so if you were going to go into the store, do $25 in purchases and get one, go load up your car and then come back in or have somebody else go in and use your card. I don't know if your card could tell, that nope, you've already used the deal, that you don't get to use it more than once or not. But
I can just tell you from past experiences at my Giant, they haven't limited me to one. They've let me buy as many as I want. I think as long as they have an inventory of it, they're okay with selling them. But if it's a run on it, they want to be able to at least have some available for the people who come in during that sale. So that's been my experience. Doesn't mean it'll be my experience this time, because I'll be heading out there to put them to the test.
Well, the other thing too is I actually, the last time they had this deal, I didn't buy $25 worth of groceries and I was still able to get the deal. So I don't know how much checking is actually going on there, but in any case, so the deals that are coming up starting, the stores that I'm telling you about today, all the deals start yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then there's 3 more stores, Giant, Safeway, and Weiss. They don't update their stuff until tomorrow. So that'll be included on my podcast that I'll do for Friday. But first up, Carnes, Central PA. Their bone-in standing rib roasts are pretty expensive. They had the same deal as they had last week. It's like over $10, but they've got some choice grade boneless chuck roasts for $4.99 a pound, which is really good. And they've got some choice grade boneless whole New York strip steaks for $6.59 a pound. That's going to be the whole cut of meat. You're going to have to cut those steaks down yourself. But those are the 2 best deals that they've got going on, and their deals run through the 20th of December. Food Lion. So most of the rest of the deals I'm going to tell you about today are going to be the standing rib roasts. Food Lion, their deal runs from today through the 21st. They've got choice grade bone-in standing rib roasts for $5.99 a pound. Aldi, they've got 2 deals running through the 21st, both choice grade. One is going to be a boneless New York strip roast for $8.99 a pound, a little bit more expensive than Giant, but they've got a bone-in ribeye roast for $6.99 a pound. So, all right, we've got $5.99 a pound, $6.99 a pound for rib roasts at 2 different stores now. Harris Teeter.
Yes, I'm waiting for the Harris Teeter update. That's what I want to hear.
Same deal. They've got rancher and choice grade bone-in standing rib roasts or steaks, bone-in, $7.99 for the rancher grade and $8.99 for the choice grade. We're going on like 4 weeks now.
I love it.
Their deal runs through the 24th. So they're running it pretty right up to Christmas. We'll see if their streak continues and they take it into the new year. They've also got some choice grade boneless chuck eye steak, which I'm glad, because I didn't make it out there this past week to pick some of those up. I definitely want to pick those up. Those are good little steaks to just throw on the grill. They don't take that long. They got great marbling. They're $5.99 a pound. And then I know Brian's not on the call with us tonight, but Kroger with a $25 purchase you can get a ribeye roast, bone in, choice grade for $7.99 a pound. And for him, 2 times the fuel points. So that'll help him out with his gas. And then the last deal, Giant, Kroger's deals run through the 28th. So that theirs is going from the 15th to the 28th. So hopefully Brian either tunes into this one, watches. I don't know if he goes back and watches the podcast that he's in. I'll have to ask him. If not, he should check mine out because I'll be covering this as well. So Kroger through the 28th, choice grade bone in ribeye roast with a $25 purchase, 2 times the fuel points, $7.99 a pound. And then Giant Eagle runs through the 22nd. Not as great a deal, but they've got the certified Angus beef, bone in, standing rib roast, or value pack steaks at $12.99 a pound. And then the prime grade, it's going to blow our hats off, Jim. Same thing in prime is $19.99 per pound. Wow. So I'm either going to go to Kroger, Harris Teeter, Aldi, or Food Lion, or Giant. 5 different stores with rib roasts on sale today.
Those are some great buys. And for those of you who have never experienced prime rib for Christmas or New Year's, grab yourself a couple of them and literally feast on that prime rib for Christmas and New Year's. I'm definitely going to do that. 100%.
They're so good. So good. Growing up, if we went to a buffet for like Easter or something, my dad always got prime rib, and I didn't get turned on to it until, eating ribeyes. But then the standing rib roast, which is prime rib, even though it's not prime grade always, but they're so good. Now that I've smoked one for the first time in a smoker, I've roasted a couple in the oven, and they just, even if they come out under, because you'd rather shoot for under than over.
Absolutely.
Come out under, you can still heat them up just a tad bit more to your liking, and so flavorful, the fat, and it's just, oh my goodness, you can't beat it. We started adding that to our holiday dinners in the last few years.
Another thing you can do that I thought about after your first experiment or cooking project you did with your smoker, and to me, it came out perfect, medium rare, but I know you're more of a medium person. But, if you cooked it that way, cooked it medium rare, and you just stored it, and then you use your, oh my gosh, I'm going blank here.
My gas grill?
No, the sous vide.
Oh, yes.
And you set it for your medium temperature and just cook them in sous vide them to that temperature. Then everybody in your party wanted them rare. They got them medium rare. You could have it the way that you want. So it's definitely better if someone's watching this podcast to definitely cook it on the undercook it than overcook it. And if you can sous vide it, if you have a sous vide, that's the way to go to get them to the temperatures that everybody wants them at.
Well, and you're absolutely right. And this one worked out because when you cook those big roasts, the outsides get more cooked than the inside. Then the, the ends get more cooked than the inside. So I was able to cut myself off an end, which was cooked perfect. And then my wife, she likes hers a little bit medium rare, a little bit further into the roast, and she had that. And then that's exactly what we did with all the leftovers. We ate 3 or 4 days for lunch, and I sous vide them every time. And I put them at 130, didn't let them go above 130. And they came out perfect. And the other thing with sous videing them, for me, it keeps that flavor how you cooked it. So if you roasted it, it keeps the roasted flavor. If you smoke it, it keeps that. Rather than if you microwave it, you're going to kill the flavor.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, if you throw it in a pan, you're altering the original flavor. And pan, putting it with some oil and pan is not bad either, but it's not the same as the roasted, grilled, or smoked flavor.
Yeah, I have become a huge fan of, Brian talks about this all the time, is the reverse sear for prime rib. And I'm telling you, that's probably the only way I'm going to cook it from here on out, because it just keeps it medium rare all the way to the edge. And but I am definitely heading over to Giant probably, and Harris Teeter, maybe even Food Lion. I mean, I'll go wherever the meat's at, So.
Right.
But hey, kudos! I love your hat, brother. I love the fact that you're wearing the proper attire to the show. And next week we'll be filming our Christmas show, so make sure you wear the proper attire for that as well.
Awesome. So before you take off, I wanted to ask you. So my next smoking project is going to be some ribs. Now, I'm a newbie when it comes to ribs. I've cooked some in the oven once, I think. And then I always buy them prepackaged with the barbecue sauce already on it. So I wanted to ask you, so there's, as far as I can tell, well, there's 3 kinds of ribs, but I'm not doing beef ribs, the big fat beef ribs, either spare ribs or baby back. And what's the difference? And what tips do you have to keep it keto or carnivore?
Well, I typically do baby back because they just seem to be more meat on the short bones, and so I do that. Now to keep it, I always buy them plain. I don't buy them already seasoned. And then I literally just use, depends on what I'm going to use for it. I've tried it different ways. I'll do the mustard as a base and then put salt and pepper and whatever spices I'm going to have on it. And you can buy, if you want to barbecue, you can buy barbecue seasoning that says 0 carbs. But I also do, Peggy and I will make our own sauces, but we'll put those on there, slow roast them, pull them off at, I think 170. Whatever it tells me to pull them off, I pull them off. And then I spray them down with apple cider vinegar and wrap them, put them back on, bring them up to the temperature that I need to bring them up to. I mean, it's about a 4.5 hour process to make ribs. It's definitely low and slow. And then we do another barbecue sauce where we add, I'll put in some swerve and almost like brown, like to act like brown sugar. And I'll, at the last few minutes on the smoker, I'll brush that on the ribs, and that comes out really, really just like you were buying them at a good rib shop.
Okay.
Barbecue joint. So,
making my mouth water.
Yeah, well, the whole time you're making my mouth water. I can't wait to I gotta start donating some turkeys to make room in my freezer for the prime rib, because I would be gladly to trade these turkeys in for some prime rib, and I got to do that.
Yeah, nice.
So, well, listen, thanks for joining in with us, giving us those wonderful meat deals of the week. And if you want to catch Brian Shanker on Friday, where he gives you a more extensive and more elaborate deals that are going on in your community, just go to MeatTribe, one word spelled just like it is in his backdrop and on his shirt, and he uploads those on Friday night, but definitely Saturday you can go check them out. But there's so many deals out there during this holiday season that this is the time to stock up your freezer for sure. Yeah. Well, a
lot of good deals.
Absolutely. Well, look, brother, thank you for chiming in and give us those deals. Go out there and enjoy. Looking forward to hearing about your next smoking project and how that turns out.
Sounds good, Jim.
All right. Have a great week.
You too.